going to be installing these two TP-Link smart switches on my home, and I'm correcting old smart switches that I'd already installed, but they're just not getting it done. So I'll explain as I go, but let's take a look. Need my Wi-Fi password. It's in here somewhere, I think. We're looking here at the Tapo model S505, and it's a newer light switch by TP-Link, which will work with Matter and will work with Apple HomeKit. And so, as you see, this is a double unit that I bought from Amazon. And the boxing was good. It's clean. It has everything in it that you would expect to find. And the plate that goes on it is clean, doesn't have a name on it, which I despise when they do. But something I did want to point out here with the switch is something very smart with it. It has reset buttons on the exterior. They're hidden right at the bottom, so you can see them there. So depth is a big deal with smart outlets, especially in an older house like mine, because a lot of my outlet boxes are not deep and putting a deep outlet in. So you see here it is nearly a ½ inch slimmer in terms of how much has to fit in the box than the old one which I replaced. So here I'm replacing my old switch with this new one. And one of the reasons I'm replacing the old one, and I will do a separate video on this, but I had a couple of this brand go bad, and a lot of them went bad during power surges or power problems. So the old brand was called GoSund, and I don't think they're still selling that brand, but the exact same product is still for sale on Amazon under a new name. You know how that goes. Anyway, in trying to make a good purchase for several light switches in my home, I ended up buying a very inferior type of switch, which I have regretted and had to replace now with more reliable switches. So I don't know why, as consumers, we have to learn this lesson over and over and over. But for me, I continually get caught buying a product which I think will hold up under the circumstances, but doesn't. So I've really switched my view of these things when it comes to installing something in my home, especially that's electric, is I don't want a no-name brand connected to my electricity in the home. And I don't want a no-name brand connected to my Wi-Fi that might not be as secure in protecting passwords and stuff. So part of my goal in replacing things is not only to make things work well, but I'm also making things more compatible with Apple HomeKit. And in doing this, I'm seeking out products which will match up with that. Also looking for things that say that they will work with Matter. And Matter, of course, is the new everything works with it type system, but yet everything doesn't work with it yet. So as we move to or transition toward that, hopefully more and more things will connect and work together. So the entire project here took me about 20 minutes. And I've done a lot of these in my home. I've done most of the wiring in my home. So I'm pretty familiar not only with which circuits turn what off, but how to do these and how to replace them. And I'm not an electrician, so don't take anything here to be instructional in this, but I understand the replacing and just try to keep my wires positioned in the same way. Usually when I'm switching out a light switch, connect the switches, the lines to the same thing, and you will be fine. Like I said, this box is a little bit more shallow than the old one. It went in easier, and I really appreciated that. I appreciated the design and the fact that it would fit in the space that I had better than the old one. It can be a real pain trying to get wires to put in if you don't have room in the box. So here's the finished product with the light switch cover on it. And now I will walk you through the quick and easy setup. On Colby's Easy Meter, this one gets a 5. Takes some tools and some know-how on the installation side. Connecting it to your phone, really easy. Of course, first of all, the light switch needs to do its first function, which is turn the light on and off, and it did a great job, no delay there. And then it set up through my HomeKit quickly. HomeKit detected it and started adding it. I had to do basically nothing here except the settings part. I did not have to enter a Wi-Fi password after all, because all of this is automatic through the application on my phone. I did not have to download an app specific to the device, I guess a native app. So, and then I will set up an automation for these porch lights for them to come on at sunset and to turn off at sunrise. And that may seem like a pretty simple thing for one smart switch to do, but it's something I've been used to and wanted to replace and get a new switch, which would work with a couple other things as well that maybe will show up in a future video. So with that installed, it's really too soon for me to say whether or not the product is a good product. It installed easily and it connected easily is all that I can attest to today. And I will do an update here in a month or two about how it is working. But what I do like is it connects with other things I have. If you're new to smart home, or if you've been doing this a while, you know this, but you want everything under one app in your phone, and you don't want to have to use the app a lot. If you have to open your phone and click on an app to do things, it's a pain. So your smart home is really about the automation part, and if you have to change the settings is when you go into your phone. So that's really something I've learned over the years, is you don't want to have to open an app. You definitely don't want to have 10 different apps on your phone for your smart home. So the bottom line is, for value over time, you want to add products which will last, which you won't have to replace, and which will work well with the system that you have installed. In this case, as I'm trying to have more things that work with HomeKit, that's what I'm seeking. So hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope it was informative for you. And if you would like to subscribe, then that's free today while you're watching. So thanks for watching.